A mysterious figure has been working on a strange portal near the Citadel, and today, the full story comes to light, and it may even reveal who our next big villain is going to be. So let's get into it. With our second update of the chapter, the Oathbound's head alchemist is now here, and his name is Rift Warden Stellan. He has a location on the island a bit north of the Citadel, called Warden's Watch, where he's constructing a device called the Rift Gate. Besides his name in the portal, we had absolutely no idea what he was building this for and what it was meant to do. But with today's new Oathbound quests, we got some crazy answers. His task, given to him by the Ageless Champion, is to create a stable Rift Gate, which is apparently a bridge to new realities. Somehow, with whatever weird voodoo magic Stellan has, he consulted the stars, and his conclusion is that he needed a refined kinetic ore to power it. After collecting the materials necessary to help him build his Rift Gate, he tells us that the Rift Gate is the champion's dearest wish. But that's not all. He has his own reasons to create it. This isn't just an order. After further helping him by placing sensors around the 0-point plate to align them to our place in the cosmos, he finally trusts us with his secret. There's a being, a shapeless man. He watches us with dark purpose. If we do not finish the Rift Gate, the consequences will be terrible. Not only is this quote completely ominous and terrifying, but this also confirms something. Stellan is building this portal because something bad will happen if he doesn't finish it. It almost sounds like the Shapeless Man is threatening him to build it. But why? Who would benefit from Stellan opening this portal to other realities? Well, to start things off, is this part of the story even taking place during the past like the rest of the Imagined Order's upbringing? I'd say yes. So far, everything seems to coincide with how the IO ends up in the future. Kinetic ore being the panels in the bridge, refined kinetic ore being a key tool to powering this Rift Gate, which is a gateway to other realities, and this Rift Gate being a little mini Rift gun that ends up being what every IO employee has. You see where I'm going here? So as of now, Rift Warden Stellan still seems like a key part of the Imagined Order's past, meaning this Shapeless Man was a threat the Oathbound faced ages ago. When I hear Shapeless Man, one image comes to my mind. This mysterious and powerful being in the Sloane's mission loading screen. Not only does this monster fit the description Stellan gave us, but it's also a monster interacting with someone from the Imagined Order. What if this monster right here is some sort of being that's been demanding the loop and the trapping of people from realities inside of it this entire time? What if the Imagined Order didn't have a choice? And with this Shapeless Man demanding that this Rift Gate is created, he could be the sole reason that Jenna was led down the path of taking people from their homes and placing them into the loop to create the perfect civilization. The IO could actually be following orders. The monster doesn't look that nice in the loading screen, nor does it look like Sloane is trying to give it a hug. More of a, please, we're doing everything we can, just give us a little more time. But that being said, this could be our Shapeless Man, but that's not the only candidate. The next most likely is the Nothing. If you watch my last few recent videos, you'll know what I'm talking about. But here's a quick crash course on the Nothing. It's some omniversal force that existed before the 0-Point's creation, which is to say, the Big Bang. Before there was something, there was nothing. Then, when the 0-Point was created, the everything was born. Two forces battling for control over everything that exists, the nothing and the everything. Back to present times, the nothing seems to be corrupting powerful individuals across realities and using them as vessels to do their dirty work. That is, to get the 0-Point and take it for itself, to spread its power across everything once and for all. The Lost Reality is the main source of these individuals, as the Cube Queen and the Herald, both from the Lost Reality, have used its power to try destroying Reality Zero. Now that you're caught up, I'll explain. We have never seen the nothing in any individual form, only manifested in the ways certain beings harness it, examples being chrome and cubes, meaning the nothing could very well be the Shapeless Man that Stellan is describing, and the chances of this are dramatically increased when we remember the bite quests in Chapter 3, Season 4. The nothing spoke to us, and it was clearly a male voice.
Your true journey begins now. Claim the ultimate prize.
And with us having not seen the nothing in any physical form ever, which remember is some powerful force, this could very well be what Stellan was warning us about. With the way the current storyline is going, the Seven being kidnapped and held hostage by the Last Reality, I think it's very likely the Shapeless Man is the nothing after all. Even though the idea of the monster in Sloane's loading screen being the character is a cool idea. And who knows, maybe that is the nothing. We've never seen it, so anything is possible. Believe it or not, we're not done with Rift Warden Stellan's lore just yet. Aside from his goals with the Rift Gate and his warnings of a Shapeless Man, his design has a unique detail, something we've seen before. The hands grabbing his shoulders and arms are very reminiscent of the Spire Guardians. On their backs, we see a similar design with hands reaching around and grasping at the armor, and on the back bling, Soul's Reach, we see the same thing. These hands seem to be important in some way, especially because the Spire Guardians are a part of the IO. When eliminating one, they drop a pendant with the Imagined Order logo on it. So with that being said, does Stellan become a Spire Guardian? Does he enter a world beyond reality through the Rift Gate where he eventually turns into one of these powerful creatures? Or does he create this branch of the Imagined Order and lead them? Currently, there's no way of knowing for sure, but keeping these tiny details in mind will certainly help us solve more later on. The very last thing to note about Stellan is his seemingly glowing eyes and the strange powers that may coincide with them. His location is named Warden's Watch, the description of the loading screen is "The eyes of the kingdom are upon you," and he was also somehow able to perceive the Shapeless Man that's threatening him in the Oathbound if the Rift Gate isn't built. There's a lot of references to eyes, so maybe Rift Warden Stellan has some special power. I mean, he did consult the stars after all. That's about it for today. I mean, wow, there's a lot of information that dropped, and there's still more regarding the 7 for me to cover in the next video, so stay tuned for that. Subscribe if you like what you see. Until next time, keep it reaping.